Hello, I'm Armand Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, the crops are ripe for picking. We'll celebrate with a delicious dish. Want to get in better shape? We have a plan of action. Plus, we'll make ourselves at home on a tour of a just reopened treasure. And don't miss out on new Medicare benefits to keep you healthy and a little more wealthy.
Time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. When is less more? When does the minimum give you the maximum? Dentist Steve Marsh says the answer for your smile lies in the advances of a special kind of material, and he's here to give us all the information in nothing flat. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
My pleasure, Armand.
So, Steve, what are we talking about? What kind of special material?
Well, what's happened in dentistry is, we've always used porcelains, for example, for crowns, but there used to be a metal base. Well, now the porcelains can be made stronger and thinner and much more beautiful. So that's what's happening. We're doing these minimal prep veneers. Those are porcelain coverings that go over the tooth, almost like Formica goes over a table. But they're now thinner, more beautiful, and stronger than ever.
What changed? What made this possible?
Well, it's actually the changes in the porcelain material itself. It's now 3 to 4 times stronger than it ever was. There was a laboratory in California that started these things branding of Lumineers, which were very thin contact lens veneers.
I saw Lumineer on Beauty and the Beast.
That was Lumiere.
Oh, I knew it was something like that.
I remember. But this is a porcelain veneer.
Okay.
And it's very thin, again, much thinner than we could ever make them. That restores much more, or keeps more tooth structure than we've ever been able to do. They're also polishable and really prettier than they ever were.
Do they look different in any way from the old veneers?
Yeah, they look different in that the shades have changed, the colors have changed. In the old days could be 5 or 10 years ago, we only had these colors of porcelain. Now that's a lot of porcelain colors. But now what's happened is we've come up with these bleaching shades.
Wow, look at the difference.
People today want whiter teeth, brighter than ever. They're able to bleach some teeth and maybe not others. So this is where we're able to use porcelain.
What if you already have the old types in there? In your mouth?
Well, if the old veneers are in and they're good, I started doing them 25 years ago. If they're working successfully, I suggest people keep them. I've had people come to me, though, and they want the new brighter shades, and we're able to take those off quite easily, actually, and put on new veneers.
And you, to illustrate, did you bring a picture?
Yeah, we did. And
How did I know?
Huh?
How did I know?
In the last month, a patient came to me, and what was interesting was he had those done 20 to 25 years ago. He's a retired engineer. And actually what brought him in was his wife. His wife looked at him across the table. She knew things could be done differently. Actually, a Golden Opportunities viewer. And that's really how she became educated. We took off those old veneers and in 2 appointments put on these beautiful new veneers. His wife said he's looks 10 years younger and enjoys looking across the table at him.
What's this?
This is another case with veneers. Now, her smile wasn't too bad. She didn't like the space between her front 2 teeth there. Also, proportionately, they didn't look too good. And so she ended up coming in, and we did 10 porcelain veneers. These new veneers, as we talked about, they're very thin. So we were able to keep almost the entire tooth, just a little reshaping, Armand, and gave her that beautiful smile, and in a very conservative way, in just 2 appointments again. Well, it also happens with kids, and I know our audience may be more mature, but they may have grandchildren. And this was a young woman who was about 16. She had old bonding put over her front teeth, and you can see proportionally they weren't good, and it looked pretty artificial. She had hypocalcification. Those are those white spots, and you can still see that on her lower teeth. Actually, her dentist sent her over to me, and we took off the bonding, we raised the gum line. And again, she had real nice teeth underneath. We wanted to maintain them, and we did 8 porcelain veneers, and she's now modeling, actually.
Wow.
And this is a woman who's actually a very good friend of ours, and she said to me at one point, Steve, when you get to those veneers that are real thin, can we do that? And so a couple of years ago, she came in, did minimal reshaping, and right at the time that we put them in, the picture is the after picture, we put on 10 porcelain veneers, and she has a much more beautiful smile, rounded. And again, Armand, very little tooth reduction and actually no anesthetic. And that's, one of the great things about these veneers in most cases is we can do it with no anesthetic. You come in and you leave, and
No pain, too.
no pain too.
Sounds good. Thank you, Steve. Good
You're welcome.
information.
Thanks.
All right, these new porcelain veneers are thin and strong, just like me. To find out more, give Steve Marsh a call. His number's up next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, fresh to your table. But first, let's return to the golden days of radio. In 1922, the first commercial to grace the airwaves cost a grand fortune of $100. But for your money, how much airtime could you buy? We'll tune you into the answer when we return.
We're Gateway Title, keeping life simple. We can make it simple. We've got everything you need. See how easy selling your home can be. We're Gateway Title. We're keeping life simple.
If you turned on your radio, you would have heard an advertisement for a co-op apartment building in New York City that lasted for 10 minutes. That's a lot of airtime for your dollar.
There's nothing like pizza fresh from the oven, but there just might be something better. Pizza fresh from the garden. Renata Brown is here to tell us what tasty toppings you can harvest from your own backyard, and Chef Tony Smoody's here to toss it together for the perfect pizza pie. Renata's the Associate Director of Education at the Cleveland Botanical Garden. Tony's with Bon Appetit Catering. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, let's start, Renata, with you. Are we saying you can actually plant pizza?
Basically. I wouldn't dig a hole and put one of these in there, but all of these ingredients we can grow here in Cleveland, and all of these were grown here in Cleveland.
All right, so what can we grow here?
Well, we've got some beautiful onions and peppers and tomatoes. These all came from our Fairfax Learning Farm that is part of our Green Corps program, so those were picked this morning. And then all of these herbs came from our children's garden and our herb garden at Cleveland Botanical Garden.
Do you have to be at someplace like the Botanical Garden to do this, or can we do this in our own backyard?
I can grow these at home.
Wow.
So I've got oregano and thyme and parsley and basil and some chives in here. All of these I'm growing currently at my house. And all of these are common vegetables that people grow in their gardens, as are the squashes that we brought.
Great. Tony, what do you do with all that stuff?
Well, pizza's really easy to make, and you can make it at home. Today I made the pizza on the grill, so we're keeping everything in the backyard really
Great.
fresh. And I made a few different pizzas here with different herbs using items. I've got a ratatouille pizza, a margarita pizza, and a pesto and chicken pizza. And the margarita pizza has basil, tomato, those are nice tomatoes fresh out of the garden, and a little bit of fresh mozzarella
That's this one we're looking at here.
right here.
But you made a pizza with a piece cut out of it.
Somebody got it.
Where'd that pizza go? I don't know. Oops. All right, what else do
And
we
then
have?
we have a ratatouille pizza. That's just a vegetarian pizza as well. It's got zucchini, squash, peppers, tomatoes, onions, all what you see right here, and a little bit of parsley, thyme, and basil. And then finally, we've got a chicken and pesto pizza. At home, a lot of times the basil goes crazy and you don't know what to do with it. So I take mine and make a pesto and freeze it.
Where do we plant the chicken?
The chicken gets planted in Kidron, Ohio, from a local chicken farm that we get it from.
Great.
Yes.
Very nice, very nice.
And a little roasted red peppers too as well.
And the dough? I
The
assume
dough-
that's not grown.
No, but we do buy wheat from a local farmer as well at Bon Appetit. We buy Stutzman Farms. It's a golden white wheat flour, so that's local as well.
Well, I have to make an admission. That piece that was missing, Steve Marsh ate it.
That's what I thought.
Tell us about Ripe Fest.
Ripe Fest is coming up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, September 23rd through 25th. 5th, and is happening at Cleveland Botanical Garden, and it is a celebration of everything local. So it's local food, it's local farmers, it's local everything. So we're going to have presentations there on how you can garden these things, presentations on how you can cook these things. There's tastings, there are vendors there where you can buy all sorts of culinary and gardening related merchandise. We have children's programming and music, and it's a hoot.
Well, this is wonderful, and I encourage people to go. Thank you both for coming in.
You're welcome.
And I'll talk to Steve about that pizza
Yeah, would
he
you?
ate. All right, so do you need a recipe for a great time and a great tasting garden pizza? Call the Cleveland Botanical Garden at the number that's coming up next. My thanks to Renata and Chef Tony for serving up some delicious information.
To learn more, call Cleveland Botanical Garden at 888-853-7091 or click to www.cbgarden.org. Next, Ways to Wellness. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Celebrate fall with an amazing experience. Try the twists and turns of a 3-acre corn maze at Lake Metro Parks Farm Park. Open through October 9th, weather and field conditions permitting. The maze is included in your admission fee, even during the Fall Harvest Festival, September 24th and 25th. To find out more, turn to your telephone and call 800-366-FARM or wind your way to their website, www.lakemetroparks.com.
Do the words fitness routine make you want to crawl back into bed? My idea of fitness is vigorously tearing open a bag of chips. But how should you get fit and have fun? Deborah Erksa, Director of Life Enrichment at Breckenridge Village, a not-for-profit retirement community. She's here along with Kimberly English, the Manager of Fitness Programming for the new Veal Wellness and Aquatics Center, and we're showing a picture, that is on the campus of Breckenridge Village. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you.
to be here.
All right, so welcome to the show, and let's start with Kimberly. I'm told you don't think fitness has to be a dirty word.
Not at all.
Okay.
However, I must say it is best if fitness benefits the whole person, not only the body, but the mind and the spirit. So we embrace the word wellness at the Veal Wellness Center. We encourage our clients to be the best that they can be from this point forward. And for each person, this concept is very unique and individual.
What's involved in a wellness program, and how do we get started?
Well, there's many things. There can be many things involved in a wellness program. The first thing, though, is its success. So as an individual who's approaching it, you want to choose something that you like to do and that is realistic in your time schedule. If you enjoy being outside, you might want to consider joining a walking group, maybe a hiking group. If you enjoy cycling, of course it would be cycling. And certainly if you enjoy swimming, you might want to be involved in an organization that can offer you a pool to swim individually in or to be involved in water classes. And I do want to encourage anyone who's getting started, just as in anything, when you start out, you are not perfect at it. You have to recognize your limitations. That is not a dirty word. Limitations gives you a boundary of which, or a realistic guideline, if I may, to create an exercise program to be successful at its beginning and all the way through.
It is important to be doing something that you can be successful at, because I can't tell you how many times me and others, we start something, it's not going well, we quit, we find an excuse, and that's
Absolutely.
it. What else can we do other than finding something we enjoy to make a wellness program work?
It is in my opinion that you have to be realistic. If you really don't think you're going to exercise 5 days a week for an hour, don't set that goal. Give yourself 10-minute increments. Look at the days that you're free during the week. Look at whether you're a morning person or an afternoon person. Again, choose something you enjoy doing and determine whether you like to work alone, in a group, or with a friend.
So if you're an afternoon person, don't start scheduling your walks or your activity at 7 a.m. because you're not going to do it.
No, you'll wake up and you'll say, my finger hurts, I don't want to do it.
Oh, my finger's always hurting. Yeah.
You'll find any excuse possible to not do it. So you set up realistic guidelines.
Should you be exercising all parts of your body? Should you pick one thing to do? what's the best way to do this?
Well, every individual is different, and we're looking at all different stages of people. You know, whether we're talking about a 20-year-old or an 80-year-old, everybody is in a different physical condition. So again, if you prefer to be, if you're a strength trainer and you want to be in the weight room, you go in the weight room. You have to look at your mobility, and are you able to be in a standing active class, or are you better off in a seated class? You know, really look at what you can, who you are now, and the best you can be now, and where you can go down the line.
Now, we've been talking about exercise, that sort of thing, but wellness also, you know, if your finger does hurt or some other part of your body and you need therapy, I understand that Breckenridge offers a program there too?
Yes, we do. We have a wonderful outpatient therapy. Would you like to talk
Sure.
about
Yeah, let's let you have a shot here.
Actually, we do have an outpatient therapy clinic, and
Okay.
we are offering a free series with topics related to outpatient therapy at our beautiful new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
What's involved?
Well, our director of outpatient therapy, Mimi Pekarik, will be addressing several things that impact older adults. There's
Give me some examples of what somebody might get out of it if they go to
Well,
one of these
actually,
programs.
I don't know if everyone realizes that speech therapy, you can improve your memory and your swallowing as well.
Wow.
That's something that is a special benefit that people don't think about.
And you have a balance program coming up as well?
Yes, we do. Actually, we have a series of programs that are free. All people have to do is call and sign up for the free series.
Okay, and we'll give a phone number for people to call and
Okay.
where they can call.
Great.
Where they can go. Thank you both very much. This is very good information.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. My thanks to Deborah Urksa and Kimberly English for a job very well done. If you would like more information on the upcoming free educational programs on wellness, please call the number. It's coming right up.
For more information, call Breckenridge Village at 440-942-4342 or log on to www.breckenridgeohio.org. Next, a special home renovation. It's time to get up and go. An exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and today we are going to do a seated calf raise to work the calves in the lower half of our legs. This is a great exercise because it's going to help us keep our balance a little better. All right, we got our exercise bands. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Great. We're going to start with our feet out in front of us, our heels in the ground. We're going to grab the exercise band and place it around the front half of the foot, between your arch and your toes. Let your arms hang naturally in front of you, wherever the band will pull them. Start with your toes pointed towards the ceiling and then bury them into the ground, all the way up and all the way down. We want complete range of motion, so take it nice and slow. How does that feel, Armand?
I think my legs are too long.
Keep the band nice and tight, everybody. 12 to 15 repetitions 2 to 3 times a week. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
If you've ever tackled a home renovation project, you know all the headaches you can face. Now imagine you're restoring a historical mansion that's visited by thousands and thousands of guests. That's a major migraine maker. The folks at the Hay McKinney Mansion have just completed a huge restoration project, and Irene Zitto's here, aspirin-free, to give us a tour. Irene's on the Western Reserve Historical Society's Advisory Council. Thank you for joining us.
It's my pleasure, Raman.
So tell us about the Hay McKinney Mansion. What's its significance?
Oh, it is a very important thing in Cleveland. First, maybe I should give you a little bit of history about the house. It was the home of Clara Stone Hay, the daughter of Amasa Stone, and the widow of John Milton Hay, national statesman. She commissioned Abraham Garfield, who was the son of President Garfield and a very noted architect, to build her this home in the Wade allotment, which was a very prestigious and new development. This was in 1908. In 1911, the house was completed, the yard was terraced, the gardens were done, but the house was never lived in or occupied. Flora Stone Mather, Mrs. Hay's sister, died, and Mrs. Hay lost interest in returning to Cleveland. So she returned to New York City, and the house stayed vacant.
And at some point, recently it was renovated, is my understanding.
Well, we just did. Every 100-year-old lady needs a little help, and this one did. When she died, her children sold the house to Price McKinney. He was the president of the McKinney-Corrigan Steelworks, and his family lived there in the 1920s. Upon his death, his widow sold the house to the Historical Society. That was in 1938. So in 1939, it became the Society's museum.
And what was the renovation
Very
project?
recently, in the past 2 years, foundation repair, roof repair, and probably just as important,
what is this we're looking at?
We're looking at now, we're looking at one of the many period rooms which serve as galleries for the museum's collection. That particular room is the Empire Parlor.
And were these rooms redone as part of the renovation project?
Actually, no. These rooms were pretty much left the way they were. It was exterior maintenance that the preservation was critical.
Where is the home? And can we go see it?
You can see it. Yes, you can. It's on East Boulevard at University Circle.
Okay.
The tours are available to the public with a general admission on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There are 3 tours every day, and we like to feel that it's a glimpse into the past. People see.
And we're showing when the guided tours are?
We're showing when they are. Yes, indeed.
And if we go on a guided tour, will we get someone as knowledgeable as you to show us around?
I certainly hope so.
Well, this is very helpful, and we're looking at the new hours generally that you could go and see all these wonderful things.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Very nice. Well, thank you very much for this information. It's
My
very
pleasure.
helpful. It's really a jewel for Cleveland.
Yeah.
My thanks to Irene Zitto from the Western Reserve Historical Society for making us feel right at home and restoring our faith that home restorations can really succeed.
Find out more by calling the Western Reserve Historical Society at 216-721-5722 or visit their website at www.wrhs.org. Next, new Medicare benefits for free.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new VO Wellness and Aquatic Center.
If you missed any phone numbers or websites from today's guests, get a pen and paper right now, because we're going to list all the information again, and then I'll be back to tell you about a free service with Medicare. When Medicare was first created, it was designed to provide health coverage after you became ill or injured. But over the years, Medicare has been expanded to include care designed to prevent you from getting sick. Yet many people aren't aware that this means that a full physical, is now included for free. People didn't know about that, at least until today, because I'm welcoming my law partner, Mike Solomon, who's here to offer welcome news about these little-known Medicare benefits. Thanks for joining us, Mike.
Thanks, Jeremy.
So what is the Welcome to Medicare visit?
Well, when you first become eligible for Medicare, you're entitled to a free physical, and that'll include looking at your medical history, and plus a whole series of things like a mammography, a pap smear, pelvic exams, and a whole slew of other tests you can see on the screen that you might be eligible for. So it's pretty extensive.
Is there a charge or a cost share attached to this visit?
No, the new health care law are limited to that, so there's no cost to you for that at all.
All right. For our viewers who are already on Medicare, that this isn't their first visit, is there anything similar, any preventive care available?
Well, yes, there is. Under the new health care law, you're entitled to a wellness visit every year, and that includes, again, a whole series of potential tests that they can go through with you. You can, on the screen, you'll see there's blood pressure tests and mental impairment screening and screening for depression and pneumonia and flu vaccines, a whole slew of items that you can possibly have examined and to see how you're doing.
All right, well, this says it's the annual wellness visit, but most of these things are also available on the preventive care follow-ups every year. That's correct?
That's right. That's right.
Great. And what is the cost for this wonderful program?
Well, that's, again, what's good about under the new health care law. The annual wellness visit is free, and for most of the preventive care items that used to have a cost involved, most of those will now be free. You won't have the deductible. You won't have the 20% copay.
Now, this is under the new health care law, the new federal law.
That's right.
If, by some chance, either the court or the legislature changes it, we might lose this benefit.
Anything that's subject to change, especially with all the budget constraints coming up. You're right.
Okay, Mike. Thanks for your great information. This is a great program. People need to know about it.
Yes.
All right, the magic words for better health. They are not abracadabra, but they are free Medicare wellness visit. That's what you ask for. Chant those words to your doctor so you don't miss out on these new Medicare benefits.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information, or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Thanks for joining us. Next week, it's apple season. We'll get to the core and answer the question, which apple is best for bacon? Is your posture not so perfect? We'll get back to basics for your back. Then we'll list the ingredients for a healthier and happier way to manage mealtime, and we'll help you prepare for long-term care costs. Until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.